Hello there. This is I'm tired of this scrap. We are continuing in Aska. The music in the background you may be able to hear is my dad playing. This is some private recordings he made before he passed away. He passed away about 8 years ago. Yeah, but we still have his music, and he was a professional violinist. So we are going to continue playing Aska. We are on day 75. We're looking pretty good. I've always wondered about that picture, because I didn't know you could grow berries, and I don't know that you can. Hold on, my music is a little bit too loud here. Alright, is that better? Okay. We've got an axe. I gotta get rid of these. We have so many of them. Alright, what is our current goal? We need to finish these back here. Put that away. Got some dogs. Yay! Let's feed the dogs really quick because I don't see any food there. We do have somebody that's watching over the dogs, but he's apparently not watching over the dogs. That'll do. Most of this is deer meat because our guys get deer meat. Let's see, just deposit that. Food for the dogs. Let's take the white one with us. Agonies. At the party. Confirm. We'll be sitting around the worshipping stone. Let's activate that. We need way more people. Stormforged, Thirsty Giant, Wilding, Steadfast Resolved. Wilding, that's a hunter. We may as well get a hunter. I put some in here, but I didn't put very many in here. We are still needing way more people. Yeah, we only have 7 in there. Do we have any in the... in the warehouse? Let's see what we got in the warehouse. We do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can always put some in while it's summoning someone, so we'll do that. Okay. So what we need is we need these filled, right? So that's right. I said this a long time ago, but we need reeds. So let's do reeds. We were talking about video games last time, weren't we? I got a degree where my minor was film, and that's because I wanted to write for video games. That didn't work out because video game companies don't hire writers. That sucks. Anyway. I can kind of understand that they just don't understand. There was what's it called that came out a few years ago. Not Doom. It was another first-person shooter. Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem 3, I think, was supposed to be coming out in like the 90s and didn't come out until like 2012. Years and years later. Duke Nukem was famous for, at the very beginning of the game, when the story starts, he shoots the story and then continues going on, because according to the people, nobody cares about the story. But what we've learned actually is that's The opposite of true. Let's, oop, no, we're not using that. We're using that. Our dog can kill stuff for us if we ever wanted to let him. Anyway, we're having trouble with video games right now. In fact, I buy a lot of visual novels from Japan. I love visual novels. I have plenty of them. If I were to count, I would say I probably have around 300 visual novels that I've bought over the years. And I've paid anywhere from $5 to $60 for one. And right now, you can't hardly buy visual novels from Japan anymore. All of the major visual novel companies, DMM, DL Site, can't think of the third one. I don't use them too much. They've shut down the ability for foreigners to buy visual novels from them. And that's because the credit card companies are trying to force people to not purchase mostly anime-style video games because they disapprove of them. It's like rotten as heck. It's unfortunate. And right now, the only thing we can do about it is find an alternative payment service. But those alternative payment services don't yet exist. Let's go get more. I don't understand what they're not finding. Like it's spring. What, summer? Do we have not enough things set out? I don't want to put them over there. Wood harvesting, hunting, stone harvesting, hunting, food foraging. Let's put some more food foraging. I don't want to put them near the small cemetery. Patrol, food, food, food. So I guess we could put something out this way. Building resource, winter invasion. Well, we're getting more of our stuff. And more of our reeds. Need sticks. Yeah, so they have now shut down Steam, and people haven't noticed. Like, finally people are starting to notice because they're shutting down Steam's ability to sell a lot of games that are of questionable content of one type or another. And they've even talked about going after violent video games next. The companies that are behind these actions, mostly Visa and MasterCard. And they're doing it because they're trying to protect their brand, is what they're saying they're doing it for. And they've claimed no responsibility. They say it's middle management companies that are doing it all. But the middle management companies, we've already followed the money. The middle management companies are working for Visa and MasterCard. So saying that it's not their fault is completely false. They put pressure on companies, those companies take action, and then they blame the companies. Oh. Good dog. And we don't need to worry about those. We'll let the hunters take care of it. I'm glad I can't hit my dog. That's pretty cool. Anyway, people haven't been paying attention because they've been doing this sort of stuff for years. They've been doing it for 4 years now, at least, that I know of. Come on. Come on. Why is it not letting me, why is it not letting me take something off? Whatever, I'll just put these on. So people that have been buying visual novels for years, we've already known that the credit card companies have been going after adult content or even non-adult content. I translated several visual novels a few years back, and I was working for DMM. I was working for free, so I was doing my work for free. I wasn't getting paid for it. It was just because I liked the companies I was translating for, and I can't even buy my own translations because these guys have decided that content moderation is up to them. No, it's coming from this way. There they are. I think that's it. Is there one more? There's usually 3. I heard something, but I don't see it. There it is. There's usually 3. There we go. We'll leave the rest to everybody else. Oh, we can put stuff away now. Let's go get and finish off our reads. So I think it's really funny that I can't... Drop my microphone on the floor. I think it's pretty funny that I can't even buy stuff I've translated because the morality police have decided what people can watch or read. There was a response several years ago. There was a group, a feminist group, according to them. And what we find is most of these so-called feminist groups are not feminist groups at all. The best way to put it, they're anti-content police that think that they need to control what people watch, view, or read. Let's put her in there. Assign. And they call themselves feminists because they feel that they are helping women. But that's not true. 9 times out of 10. What we find is that they are not women's groups. They have one specific agenda. For example, Collective Shout, which is responsible for the most recent spate of bans, is a right-wing organization that is they are anti a lot of things that are considered feminist by nature. And they call themselves feminists because they don't want the bad publicity for what they're doing. And I'm not going to talk about too much of that stuff, but that's what they're doing. And it's unfortunate because everybody then thinks, oh, vote conservative if you want to get rid of these groups, when it's the conservative groups that are doing it. So don't fall for it, please. Anyway, yeah, so I like visual novels. I play visual novels all the time. It's because I like cute anime girls. Nothing wrong with that. And there's some really fun ones out there. Yeah. I have Shuffle on Steam, for example. I don't think you can buy that anymore. I think it's unavailable. What's it called? Princess Evangeline. More. I should have grabbed the cart, but I thought I would finish this off really quick and not need the cart. But I guess I was wrong. We'll use the cart for the next time when we get stuff for the secondary village, because we're gonna need it for that. So support your local game creators. Let's try and break apart the monopolies that the duopolies that the credit card companies have. Let's try and break their grip on being the morality police. So, oh yeah. So the point I was getting to, there was an actual women's organization in Japan that was approached several years ago by a so-called feminist organization from the United States, and they wanted a ban on manga and anime that they didn't approve of. And this women's group in Japan was like, no, a lot of manga and anime is written by women, and you are trying to take our space away from us. The space that we have fought for so long, so many years, women were not allowed to write manga and anime. It was only until the 1970s when they were allowed, and then it was an uphill battle. All women groups like Clamp, if you guys know Clamp, they did Cardcaptor Sakura, they did Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle, they did Chobits, they did a very fun one if you ever find it. What about the Fighting Dolls? It's been a while, can't think of it. They started out as doujinshi artists, and they made adult doujinshi. And they would not have found a space for themselves as artists if they didn't have that. They're an all-woman group, all-female group. Bit hungry, huh? I have nothing on hand. Oh well. And so by eliminating those spaces, it makes it so the women can't tell the stories that they want to write. It limits what they're able to discuss. And there are some hard subjects that we as a society should discuss. And when you limit the ability to discuss them, you are hurting not just the people you want to hurt. You are hurting anybody that has a story to tell that's important to themselves. And it's all because of your own personal morality. Well, we can't do that. It is wrong. It is a censorship has never been on the right side of history. So let's work together to try and, defeat these people. That's all. That's me in my discussion today. I'm trying not to say certain words because I don't want to be blocked, but you understand. I think most people here get what I'm saying. Yeah, I may as well pick up a bird's nest. Got some eggs. I hope you enjoy my father playing his violin. Like I said, he passed away 8 years ago. He had cancer. I miss him. At the same time, it's unfortunately a natural part of life. I remember when someone said to me, while he was really sick, that there will become a time when you will look not with regret at what you've lost, but at joy at what you have. And it took a few years, but it's true. That guy's floating in the air. A large stone sitting right there. Oh, it was a... never mind. Bye-bye stone. Hope I didn't need it. Let's let the dog go home so we can get something to eat. I'll pick up the dog another time. We don't really need. Iron Stomach, Storm Forge, Wildling, Forger's Instinct. Let's grab him. How are we coming along with our... Well, we're getting there. Yay. What do these guys need? Rope. Rope. So much rope. Anything in that building was destroyed. That is just so awful. They're close to being done. What have we got? One more. Oh, that's not what I meant. Sleeping in the floor. Fell through the bed. Fell through the bed. Okay. We finally have 800, yay! Oh, goes up to 1,000. Never mind. Let's deposit that. Let's deposit that. Water is full? Yeah, water's full. Huh. Do we not have any storage for Thatch? Do I have to throw it on? Oh, there it is. Dink. I was about to say, do we have to throw it on the floor? Okay, so we need more hardwood, right? More hardwood, more hardwood. Alright. Fibers. Eggs. We can go ahead and put that here. Eggs. Garlic jam is done. Oh, let's take garlic jam. Put that in our house. So we have garlic jam if we want it. Where's our... There we go. Garlic jam. Alright, let's go grab our cart. Get some hardwood. What did I pick up? Bone-tipped arrow. Why not? I played as an archer once. Hunters find that on the ground. I played as an archer once, and it's pretty tough. Straight ahead. 76. We need to build a. We need to build a wall soon. Trash on the ground. Oh boy, oh boy. I know that I need logs. Yeah, we're splitting a log, darn it. Once I started cutting it, I was not gonna finish. Stop. Hey, sticks. You sticks. We have too many sticks already. Well, we're gonna get a lot more. Once we start building the wall, we might start using some, I think. I don't know how many sticks walls use. I don't think I've ever kept track. This tree did not fall over. There's one stick right there. I'm starting to get really hungry, aren't I? Unlike last time, I just ate. Three more? Three more. Let's get three more. Anyway, yeah, I have a minor in film, so I know a lot of stuff about film history. I took a what's it called? A screenwriting class while I was a student, and a couple of the guys in my screenwriting class became really famous. I'm not gonna say who they are, but you definitely know them. And it's kind of strange to know that somebody you know became famous. Of course, I never did. I wrote several screenplays, nobody ever wanted to buy them. It just wasn't very good. Oh my gosh. Maybe one day, but it's kind of hard to keep wanting to try when you're not having any success. I've written about 4 screenplays, about 7 novels, and sold 0 of them. It gets tough. But them's the breaks. If you're not very good, you know, you get what you deserve. If I was better, I would have been published a long time ago. Maybe I'll add to my channel. I've been thinking about it a lot. Using AI art and my stories that I've written, you know, may as well just release them into the wild. Put so much effort into them. It's kind of a shame to let them go to waste. I did get a call back on one of my screenplays once, but it never went anywhere. Like, they said that they were interested. They asked for some follow-up data. I sent them some follow-up stuff, and then nothing. That was about 12 years ago. Like I said, I became a geologist instead, an environmental scientist, and I did that for quite a while. And it gets, oh my gosh, I could go for hours talking about what I have seen from environmental science work. There are a lot of companies that just want a clean bill of health. They don't care about the public. They don't care about the contamination under your feet. All they care about is building their building, and they don't want to spend any extra money making it safe. They just want to build it, and so it's a problem. I was at a site, for example. I was at a site where we had a building that was not properly built. What had happened was the geologist had ordered the pillars for the house to be sunk 6 feet into the ground in order to stabilize the house because it was built on the side of a mountain. And what the construction company did, was they built the pillars on the ground instead of 6 feet down in. And so the house was sliding down the mountain. And so the present owner, let's call him, who was the owner at the time, who we don't have a place to put him. We're gonna have to put him in the main. But we have plenty of places here, so let's put him here. I have seen houses that are built on floodplains. I have seen houses that are built without any regards to the contamination. I've seen houses built where they didn't follow the instructions of the geologist on building too close to faults. It's bad, guys. It's bad. The companies, what they do is they just figure that if you're going to sue them, they will close shop, open up again somewhere else under a different name, and then continue. And so, by the time you realize that your house is falling down, they're gone. That's their attitude. Gee whiz, they've used all of these. Like, they wanted them all. I didn't even get a chance to make any of the long beams. How many of these do they need still? They need a lot. That's why. Alright, let's get more. Did not find any rope. Well, I can't help you if these people aren't making rope like they're supposed to. Because I can guarantee you we have plenty of supplies to make rope. Nope. Forget my controls after a while. Let's just make a bunch of rope and stick it in a pile. Yeah, I should read some of these for you. I was at a site, and there was a 5,000-gallon drum of gasoline underneath a gas station that broke. And according to the estimate on the report, 5,000 gallons of gasoline were released into the environment. Guess we'll just put this here. There's your rope. 5,000 gallons of gasoline were released into the environment, which basically is, we don't know how much, but we assume all of it. And the gasoline, sorry, not the gasoline, the water table was moving to the north at this location. It was moving toward, there was a river about 2 miles away from the site. And so the slope of the ground and the direction of the underground water flow was to the north. And so the EPA ordered them to put 3 drill holes into the site to see the level of contamination. And 2 of them had positive hits for premium unleaded gasoline. And the third one, which was to the south, didn't have any. And that's because, again, it was traveling to the north. And so they requested the company to the north, which was a bank, if they could drill some holes at the bank to see if the gasoline had been going in that direction. And the bank said they didn't want any drilling going on at their site. So the government had no authority to force a private company to allow drilling on their site, so they ignored it. And concluded that because there was no contamination to the south, there wouldn't be any contamination to the north, and then closed the case. They cleaned up the gasoline at the gas station site, but at no other site. And that's just oh, golly gee willikers. That is so bad, because we know the water table is flowing to the north. Of course there's going to be gasoline to the north. Of course there's not going to be gasoline to the south. Oh, well, we conclude that because there's no gasoline to the south, there must not be any to the north. Case closed. I had another site where there was a gasoline gas station that had a leak, and this was back in about 1998, 99, something like that. They had a leak. So they tested the site to see where the leak had been spreading, and found out that it had been going underneath the in the water table underneath the houses nearby. But they concluded that because nobody drinks the water at the 6-foot water table, they're just going to leave it in place. Case closed. So would you like to buy a house there? I mean, would you like to own one of those houses? And, like, it's bad, guys. It's terrible. I don't know. How many stories do you want? Oh, man. I remember one where I was reading a report where there was a, what's it called? A garage. So there was a garage. They were fixing cars. They had a waste oil tank. And they sold the property, and this was back in the 1980s. They sold the property to a fast food restaurant, an Arby's, I think. And so the Arby's comes in, and they own the property for a while. And they discovered, either because of property exchange, they may have been trying to sell the property, or some other reason, they had done an environmental report. Maybe somebody was complaining or something, I don't know. There's a lot of different reasons why you might do an environmental report on an operating business. They discovered that there was a waste oil tank underneath this fast food restaurant that had never been taken care of. So they went to go clean up the site, but there was an Arby's above it. And so they pumped some of the water out from the ground table and replaced some of the soil, and then called it good. And literally in the margins of the report, somebody had written, "This is a false report." They had written, "This is a false report" on the report. And what was done about it? Nothing. Nothing was ever done. There was no follow-up. There was no investigation. There were no fines for the people involved. Nothing. Just, this is a false report. Okay, let's move on. Guys, this is the world we live in. And it's because people aren't paying attention, because it doesn't hit the 11 o'clock news, right? Nobody is sitting down and reading these reports to talk about them on the news. And so most people think that that their property is safe and uncontaminated, that they're... Did not find any what? Did not find any thatch. I still need thatch, huh? Well, we'll get some thatch later. And I was working for a company, and it was a very good company, and I worked for them for 2.5 years, almost. And during that time, like, I would talk about how I was worried about some of the things that I was seeing on these reports. And he says, our job is to give good information to the client and then let them make a decision. So just put down what you see. That's the important thing, and then leave it to the company to decide what they do with that information. Which is, you know, at least something. I mean, it's not the best. But you can hope that there are people that receive that report and know what to do with it. You can only do what you can with what you have, right? And then I started working for another company that I found out, because the first company, they had to let me go because they weren't getting any stuff in, because they had raised the interest rates, and so people weren't investing in new properties. Like, there was big companies that have their own money they don't need to hire a small company to do their environmental research, right? So they weren't going to hire us, and the small companies weren't investing because the interest rates were too high, so they're not going to hire us. So the company was like, we're sorry, but we've got to let you go, because we can't keep you on. There's no work anymore. And I could see it for a while. Like, the amount of work I had went from like 2 or 3 jobs a week down to like 2 or 3 jobs a month, down to like 1 job every 6 weeks. Like, it was just tapering off. So I could tell that, I wasn't going to last very long. And so I went to work for another company, and the new company I was working for was rewriting my reports. So when I would write a report and I would put in there what I saw on the site, they would change my report in order to give a clean bill of health to the company. They wanted their building being built. They didn't want to be told you have to clean up the site. So what I was putting into my reports was being changed. I lasted at that company about 3 weeks. When I found out that that's what they were doing, I was like, I don't think this company is for me. The owner of the company actually got pretty mad at me. He was like, I know more about this than you do, so it's my decision to make, blah, blah, blah. You don't have a say in it. And I'm like, I've been doing this for almost 3 years, buddy. Like, I know how this is supposed to go. I know how to write an environmental report, and you are purposely changing it. We don't have a place to put her, but let's grab her anyway. There's an expert rain dancer. I wonder if they need thatch for these. So I didn't last very long at that company because they were changing data. I started working for another company, and the next company I was working at, I wasn't doing environmental reports. I was doing soil and water surveys. So we were testing how much water would absorb into different soil types. We were testing the rate of refresh. We were testing how much clay was in the soil. We were testing the different, I want to call it spectrum, but that's not the word, the spectrum of the different grain sizes of the soil. So you need to filter it out different filters to see how much is on each row. And the test became invalid if you, they need rope. Oh, they need thatch. Okay. That's what they need thatch for, because one of them has the one that we put in the thing. So 24 more thatch. Let's put one of the people in charge of the hunter's hut. Is there a hunter's hut? Should be, yeah. Let's put the hunter here. And workers, hunter. Landmark. We'll put him in charge of the gatherer's pit, yeah. May as well. So now they all have a supply of food coming in. For thatch. Can't see the road. So I only worked at that first company for 2 weeks. Then I started working at another company, and we were doing soil surveys. We were bringing the data in. I worked for them for 4 months, and after 4 months of working for them, the guy called me in to his office. He says, "You're not working fast enough." And I'm like, "Okay." my apologies, nobody's given me any feedback, so I didn't know I wasn't working fast enough. And so he came in and he told me how to do my job properly by taking the soil samples and putting them in the drying oven. So that you could dry out the samples, get the water out, and then it would be easier to work with the samples. That's illegal. You can't do that. It's against the EPA standards. You can't just, oh my gosh, you can't just take the samples and say, we're not going to do the job right because we want to do it faster. After he told me that, I went home and I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, I gotta report these guys, obviously, so I did that. I literally did report them, but I couldn't feel like I could go back to work in the morning. You know, how do you go back to work in the morning when your boss wants you to perjure yourself on these soil surveys? Like, how am I supposed to go back to work in the morning? So I wrote a lengthy, like a couple of paragraphs of why I felt that these guys were doing something criminal. And I contacted a lawyer, and the lawyer said, how much money do you make? And I say I make about $45,000 a year. And he says, it's not worth it. We're not going to take the case. It's not worth it because you don't make enough money. Groovy. So I just quit. Went on my way. I found another job. I started working for this third company, and I was hired as an environmental scientist. And what I did for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, I was there for a month. What I did the whole time was building demolition. That's all I did. I was doing building demolition. I wasn't doing environmental work, and when I asked them, I went to the people that I was working for, and I'm like, I was, hired to do, environmental studies. And she goes, you are doing environmental work. It's all to help the environment. And I'm like, we're not doing environmental work, we're doing building demolition. You're having me oversee a group of people. I don't know how to do this. I am sitting there trying to figure out how to tell a bunch of people running an excavator how to run an excavator. I don't know how to run an excavator, and yet I'm in charge of these guys telling them, here's how you run your excavator? Like, why am I doing this work? And I talked to a lawyer about it because I learned from the previous instance, you gotta get to a lawyer. You gotta talk to somebody at least. Just because they, it depends on, I'm hoping, how much money you make. And I was making good money at this other place. But I knew that they would know more than I did, certainly, about the legality of what I was doing. And he says, well, what you're doing is called contract fraud. The company you're working for is committing fraud. What they've done is they've gotten a certain amount of money from their contractor, the government, state of California, the federal government. They've gotten a certain amount of money, and part of that is that they had to hire a group of experts, and you're the expert for them, but they no longer needed you. But they still wanted the money for the experts. So they have you doing work you're not qualified to do so that they can make more money off of having you there on site. It's a type of contract fraud. And I was like, well, I'm not going to work for these people if I'm part of fraud. And he says, but if something goes wrong, you're on the hook. Like, if they get caught committing fraud, you're the one that's going to hang. Because you're the so-called expert. So he advised me to quit, so I did. So I worked for them for about a month, doing building demolitions, and I'm an environmental scientist, telling people on an excavator team how to do their job. not knowing what I was doing. And he's like, that requires 6 months of training to do the job you're doing. Have you been trained in it? And I'm like, no, I'm a geologist. And he's like, then why aren't you doing geology? So I feel like playing games all day and recording and cutting trees down in a video game is a much better use of my time than working for one of these companies that are cutting corners, that are lying on reports, that are committing contract fraud. And my family is like, well, you just had a bad experience. You know, you should go back to work. And one of my buddies told me that this is just how the game is played and you need to get used to it. I just need to get used to it. I just need to get used to committing fraud and perjuring myself on documents, because that's just how the game is played. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna play the game like that. I will go home and I will play video games on my computer and beg people for money so that I can survive. Because I'm not gonna play a game where I commit fraud. So that's why I'm here. If you have a couple of bucks lying around, I could definitely use I should set up one of those channels, whatever, where people donate money to their favorite artists. Read my books that I wrote when I was a teenager. What are you here to get? Well, bye. Now, is everything corrupt? No, I don't think everything's corrupt. But I think enough of it is that it's not worth the risk. So there's my story. How long have I been playing? About an hour? Linnea, you have no place to sleep. Sorry, Linnea. I should go get more, Thatch. Do they have access to this storage? All villagers allowed. Yep, go ahead. Oh, wait, no. We want... I'll just throw it on the ground. I'll just toss it all. Because we want this for the... we want this for the thatch. We need 24 thatch, yeah? No, 32. We need 8 times 4. 31 because they have 1. So what have I seen? I've seen that our environmental work is gutted. That people are writing on reports. This is a false report and nothing's being done about it. That people are misrepresenting data because they don't want to clean up a site that they know is contaminated. That they are claiming that because nobody drinks water at a 6-foot aquifer, that means they can leave contamination in place. I mean, would you want your kid digging in the backyard if you knew that 6 feet underground was oil and gas from a leaking waste oil tank from back in the day when it was a garage? And yet there's stuff like this all over. It's the price we pay for driving cars that most people don't realize we pay. Most people don't realize that there is a price to pay for sitting in traffic for, 4 hours. I was stuck in traffic for 4 hours the other day. I went 15 minutes down south to recycle some aluminum. My roommate had given me a whole bag of aluminum, and he was like, "Can you take this down to the recycling center?" I was like, why not? you know, I have nothing to do today. So I went down to the recycling plant, took a whole sack of aluminum cans. They gave me $2.30 for it. You know, I told my roommate it's the cost of the gas to get down there. And then when I tried to come home, I was stuck in traffic for 4 hours, 15 minutes to get down there. 4 hours to get home. And that's because there was apparently, found out later, there was a dump truck on the freeway that lost a tire. And that's all I know. I assume, like, there must have been whatever the dump truck carrying might have scattered everywhere or something. I have no idea. But the cleanup effort closed the entire northbound traffic of the freeway. And when they closed the entire northbound traffic, there was no way to get back home. Everybody was taking the back streets. I tried to take the back streets. I couldn't move. I was literally stuck at a stop, sitting there, unable to move 5 feet. People were getting out of their cars and walking around. Because there was the guy in front of me was playing. He had a couple of drumsticks. He hung a couple of drumsticks outside of the window of his car, and he was sitting there drumming because there was nothing to do because we were all stuck. It took me an hour to move like 20 feet. It was so crazy. All because the northbound freeway was closed, so everybody was trying to take the back roads. And when you only have 1 or 2 ways to get home, the back roads are all stuck. I got stuck at the lake. I was literally at the lake. I was unable to go west. I was stuck going north. It's pretty. That's what I get for trying to take the back roads when everybody was trying to take the back roads. But yeah, stuck in traffic for 4 hours. The price we pay isn't just the lost time of being stuck on the back roads. It's also the environmental cost of having oil and gas beneath your feet. You know, just a few feet down. And somebody deciding that because nobody drinks the water, it's okay to leave it there. I remember an interview with a guy years and years and years ago where he was living in a house that was considered too contaminated for people to live in. And somebody asked him the question, why don't you move? And he says, why don't I move? Who would buy a contaminated house? And he even went a step further, and he says, and you want me to do what? Lie to the next person to get them to buy a house that's contaminated? Why would I want somebody to suffer from it? So his life is going to be cut short by 10 or 15 years because he's living in a house that's contaminated. And he is doing a better thing than the people that put the contamination there. That is, he's decided he's going to stay there and take a hit. He's gonna live 10 years less, 15 years less than everybody else, so that he can keep other people safe. We don't reward people like that enough. I've never forgotten about that. And if you knew half the stuff that was in your backyard, you wouldn't want to live in your backyard. And the problem is that the people that are responsible for the contamination, the wealthiest people in our society, don't suffer from it. Do you think that Elon Musk is living in contaminated houses? Do you think that he lives downstream from a gas station? Do you think he cares? If there's contamination at your house, do you think he cares? There's this unfortunate belief that if we just give billionaires what they want, that they will save humanity, that they will bring a better future for everyone. They don't care about you at all. They will strip mine this world and leave everyone else to pay the price. Yeah, things I learned by being an environmental scientist for years. Will I go back to it? You know, maybe. Everyone can't be corrupt. There's got to be somebody out there that's not evil and awful and terrible. But I don't know where to find them. I may have to leave the state. Or to go to a different part of the state. I did talk to a guy a few years back when I got mad that he hired me. This is a completely different story. I got hired for a job where the guy lied about the job. He hired me as a geologist, and I was doing construction work. And when I told him that I wasn't there to do construction work, he says, "You don't understand. I can't find people to do construction work." And I'm like, "Buddy, that's not my problem." You hired me to do something, which is geology, and you have me pouring cement. You know, you didn't hire me to pour cement. You hired me to do geology. And he's like, "But it's so hard to find people willing to do construction right now." Not my problem, buddy. Not my problem. In that case, I showed up the day of, saw what the job was, and left. Pouring cement all day in 100-degree weather was not my idea of fun. They don't pay you enough for that. Oh, they're grabbing the thatch out of my cart. Whatever. I'm not going to complain too much. Come get your thatch. I think it's funny that they don't know it exists until it's in the cart. Once it's in the cart, they run halfway across the map to get it. I don't mind. As long as they're doing the job. I can keep filling it up. Getting thirsty. So yeah, I've seen houses falling down hills. I've seen houses built on floodplains. There was an entire community down here south of where I live, where they had gone through and they'd built the roads too narrow, and they were even warned during the planning stage that the roads were not wide enough. But they built them that way anyway because it allowed them to put more houses together so that they could make more money. You know, building 40 houses is better than building 35, right? So they built more houses in the area than the area could handle. And after they finished building these houses, they left. And emergency vehicles couldn't get down the street because the roads weren't wide enough. So they had to widen the roads with taxpayer money. Brilliant. Got pretty significantly far away. There. So yeah, taxpayers had to pay for these guys so that they could build 5 more houses in a housing development than the housing development could handle by narrowing the roads. And it ended up that the people in the housing development, they bought houses with, you know, a certain size yard, and then their yard got eaten into because they had to widen the streets. But the housing development company got their money and got to walk away scot-free. And I paid for that with taxes. You know, every time I pay rent, some of that money goes to taxes, and my rent money goes to pay off housing developments that aren't big enough. The roads aren't wide enough because they wanted to pack in more houses. I had to pay for that. Sucks. Happens all the time. Happens all the time because people aren't paying attention. and your aunt Sally dies of you know, liver disease or kidney failure or something, and nobody wonders why. They just say something like, "Oh, it was their time to go," without realizing that the reason why she died was because she lived in a contaminated area. Because there's a gas station that used to be there in the 1980s, and it made everybody sick. And nobody's cleaning it up. Poor Aunt Sally. It's her time to go. Well, maybe it wasn't her time to go. Maybe her time to go happened because developers didn't want to clean up the oil and gas. Sucks. Oh well. Oh, you know where I stand. Tracks. Aha, we found the road. Bit hungry, you said that. All right, Thatch. Oh, they're taking the thatch. Thatch. They've already grabbed it all. Let's go with what we got. Ah, actually, I should have left it closer to where we're building. Oh, well, it's fine. These guys will get it to where it's going. As soon as these are built, we can start summoning more people. And we can start putting more, we can start putting the people that are currently without a house into one of these. We got somebody waiting, I believe, right now for a house. Yay! Okay, I think we just have one person waiting for a house. Yes. And Mia, put her in the cooking station. We should. Oh, it's here. Journal? No. Godsaver? No. Settlement. We have these people that are on duty shifts. Need duty shifts. Morning shift. Night shift. You are a night shift person, yeah. Day shift. Where's assignment at random? Default. Swing shift, why not? I should read some of these things to people. You guys would be shocked. We assigned somebody to cooking. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Structures. Longhouse. Yeah, baby. Yeah, buddy. We're done with that house. I'm gonna move on to the next. Let's see. We are building furnishing, thatched bed. Furnishing, thatched bed. More thatch. More thatch. Where's our cart? Oh, we left it back at the regular base. Is he asking for torches still? We made like 8 torches last time. Better not be asking for torches. 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 Let's put him to work here. Not work. Let's put him to live here. Oh, miner. What is your name, miner sir? Your name is Asmund. Asmund, you are coming to live here. Mine hut. Right? Asmund. Let's go see what our torches are like. It's getting cloudy and a bit chilly. Is it getting to be winter? 21 days until winter. Maybe it's coming on fall. My friend is on. Anyway, torches. Torches, torches, torches. We need more torches. What's up, Mike? Oh. 4 torches, just sitting here. 4 torches. Just hand him 4 torches. Jeez. Well, we know where he sleeps now. So if he goes to bed, we at least know where he is. Hungry smokers. Hello, builders. Hello, builders. He's running around with no clothes. I'll have to do something about that. Let's see, where is Asmund? Leonard. Is he standing outside? Is he standing outside? He's just standing there. Hi. Here's your freaking torches. Go to work. I don't know why he couldn't figure out that there were torches in the tool shed. Like, why is he not checking the tool shed for torches? Something is amiss. Finish this. 4 more. Oh, that one's done. Nice. 5 more. Let's assign another worker. Builder. Builder. Don't need so many builders. Okay, let's just assign one. Who cares? You're up. Oh, that's a woodcutter hut. I don't want a regular dude. Assign you. We need an axe. Our axe broke. Nope. So in order to make an axe, I think we need a stick. Plenty of sticks. Sticks everywhere. Sticks everywhere. Look, there's a stick right there. Look. Yay. Okay. Cart. Oh, you know what? We need to run this. More people, forager's instinct, craftsman. We're gonna have you crafting. I think we built the crafting station at the new place, yeah? We didn't. We really should. Yep, our thing broke. So, did we already have a stick? And we picked up another? Brilliant. Let's get a water scan. I do not see a water scan. Oh, there it is. It's filled with water. It's already pre-filled with water. Let's go over there. Put that one back. Okay. Most important thing right now, I think we have enough beds. We've got like 5 spare, or something like that. So the most important thing is finding out what this guy needs. Did not find any thatch. That's what we're after. Well, no. First, we are after hardwood. There's too much wood in this world. We gotta chop it all down. Let's get rid of this wood. Once it's all gone, we can finally burn everything. If you ever play Factorio, there's an achievement for burning the forest down. Starting to fill up on logs now. What we need are small logs. I think they should be called small logs, not long sticks. I'll probably go in about a half hour. That'll be long enough, yeah. Small logs. Ugh, he's after the sticks. He's after the long sticks. Wonder what they, wonder what the, what's it called, guys? The forester guys. Not the forester guys, the choppy guys. Wood harvesty guys. What is that called? Brain. My brain can't work. My brain is turning into mush. The woodcutters. I wonder what the woodcutters are thinking. Not collecting wood, that's for sure. If this guy's willing to run over to my cart and grab stuff out of my cart, he needs stuff pretty bad. Small iron axe head, iron knife blade, blah 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 blah. Oh, that's not good. We'll get those done one of these days. More than 4? Yes. 6, I imagine. There's still some in there. Let's get a couple more, just because, you know, always use a few. And he leaves. Oh, we can do it faster than he can anyway. A log going through our chest. What does that guy do for a living? What is a blue thing over his head mean? Oh, he's gone. Woodcutters. There's a word for it and I can't think of what it is, so I feel stupid. Leave it on the ground. Getting close to these being done. We can assign more people to them. Stonecutter's house. Not find any Thatch. Well, you're not going to, buddy. We'll just let him do his work. Let's go get Thatch. Starting to go really far away to the north or to the south. Let's go toward the north. No roads. We're going. We don't need roads. Oh, well, we found one anyway. Now this dude's holding up fishing out here with nobody. Somebody's keeping the fire tended. That's cool. Not sure what with. This is where we started the game. Day 1. Remember how many weeks ago that was. Thatch. I think the ocean looks cool. We'll be able to build boats one of these days. Big. Let's put her in the last space here. That'll fill that up. And if we find something for her to do, we'll give it to her. I'm gonna beat you over the head with this big old stick. Hope you liked it. Okay. I think we do need a craftsman for the new area. But let's finish off what we're doing first and see if we can have a crafting hut there before we assign her to the new village. I don't want to assign her to a village if there's no work for her to do. Getting a little hungry, yes, I see that. Light streaming in through the trees. One thing you gotta hand it to this game, they have great visuals. And that just looks really cool. Find me some respite. Let's just take this all the way to the new village. And then abandon it there. That way people can pick up what they want. I'm right at the source. There's a dead deer on the side of the road. Must have been run over by a cart. Nobody uses carts. Just me. It'd be nice if you could assign villagers to different carts and stuff. And you can only do that with the people that work at the markets. It's not how a market works. Where is it coming from? Let's drop this off. And run, run, run. Where's it coming from? That way. Glad I can put stuff on. Man, we gotta run. Oh, market is under attack by skeleton bonker. Oh, great. danger. Shelter 17. Sven, not Sven. Sven is attacked. Randy! No, they're going to eat Randy. No, not Randy. I think he was living in the shelter. Do we have somebody living in the shelter? I think we did. I think we had Randy. Poor Randy. I wonder what Randy did for a living. By the look of it, I think he... Stone axe, he might have been a... Oh, you hit me, did ya? Stonecutter's House 2 has been finished! Maybe. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. I think it's hard for Randy if we had him sleeping out in the shelter. I'm gonna sleep in the shelter. Go to sleep. Home sweet home. Lean to. Is something moving? No, that's a person. Walking down the road. It's not Randy. That much I know. Don't see anything. Interesting. I'm gonna get a full night's sleep sitting here waiting for these guys. It's a big tree. Alice, spooked by skeleton. No, not Allison. Is that it? Did we finish the blood moon? Yes, we did. What did I do? Did I take down the... Did I break apart the market? Or was it broken already and I just rebuilt it? What did I hit? What did I hit? I don't know. Give me some rest. So the next dude is... Oh, it's Randy. It's Randy. It's just Randy. I wonder if he was a woodsman. What? No. Randy's dead. Not harvestable yet. Wooden hoe. Stone pickaxe. I think you start with that. I think he was a builder. Stone axe. Other scrap blocks. Pick anything up. So, stone cutter. Somebody can be a stone cutter. You. 3 there, 3 there. 4 there. Let's go ahead and put Randy's stuff away. His stone axe. May he be remembered for all the time he's gone until he comes back. Magically. Because magic. They survived 79! Oh, I think we've gotten off the agar. Oh, watching a channel on Roman roads. It's been pretty cool. Guy goes around, well, it's not just about Roman roads, it's about Roman history. The guy's admitted several times that he's not a historian, but he is preserving history. He's making YouTube videos about history, and it is just amazing the amount of work he's done. We got 20 more in the cart. Is he gonna grab stuff out of the cart? He is! Nice. Let's build the food shelf. And not the small fireplace. Firewood. Alright, we've got a functioning village here. We need... no, we've got that. Barracks. We don't have... Interesting. We have somebody assigned to the cooking hut. We need, at this village, we need a craftsman. Barracks. Campfire, mine hut. Forge. Hunter, wood. Cottage. Outpost. It's gotta be within the area of the outpost, so it could be over here. So it can be over here. Let's build it right here. Workshop pit. It doesn't need to be a very big one, so we don't need all 3 zones. I don't want to build another road back here. Let's just build it sideways. Okay. So if it has one extra area to the left here, that'll be fine. We'll just let them build it. I know there's nobody here assigned to building yet, but there will be. Forage. Okay, so let's get these people foraging. What do you need? Knives. Let's give you a knife. You're up. I can always make another knife. Foraging markers. Randy. Randy, you're a stone cutter. And a wood cutter. I'm getting hungry. Randy. You're up, Randy. Okay. Foraging. Foraging. There it is. There's that. Let's build one out here. Yeah? Straight. Perfect. Got a little, what's it called out here? Meadow. Food foraging. I do not have a rope. I do now. Oh, I've got 46. There you go. Forage. Forage all day. Let's build another one over here. Back behind. I don't want them getting too close to that wolf den, but you know, they can be by the shore, yeah. Out here? Yeah, this looks good. Right? Die, punk. Is that good? Yeah. A little close to that, but you know. I don't have a knife. I got rid of it. I gave it to our hunter. Yeah, howl. Is there any other of you out here, huh? Trying to start trouble? No? Good? I don't think we have a person gathering right next to the wolf den. I'll go ahead and pick up those berries for myself. I'll pick up some food in town. Yes, we need a fence. I think we're getting close to being done with all the things we need to be done with immediately. Go ahead and drop these on the ground. Somebody else will worry about it. Oh, you know what? We need to put this away. If there's any food, there's no food. No fuel, no food. That is worrisome. Let's cook something. I don't know why people aren't cooking. Maybe they're on break all at the same time. Here's someone. Gulp, gulp. Man, we're really close to starving to death, aren't we? Where is a... we'll just use this. I'm gonna cut apart some of the stumps. I wonder if our people aren't cutting apart stumps for firewood. Time to feed the dogs. Yummy! I swear I'd have to put these people in diapers because they won't do it themselves. Gotta do everything. Dude took 3 food. I don't know if it's gonna make it. 1% left. Let's go cut apart all these stumps because apparently our people aren't gonna do it. Get some firewood going. How's that looking? Good. Good, good, good. Go. Oh, yeah. He's cutting apart. He's getting some firewood. At least trying. Firewood. Firewood. I'm just gonna cut him up, let him pick him up. At least he comes down here. It's raining on our head. Oh, we're getting a little close to what I said I would play, so we're at a decent enough place to stop. We've saved our villagers from starvation by cooking food that was readily available. Oh We have finished 2 houses. We are putting villagers in those houses. Let's grab some these. I don't know how many we need. Depends on whether this is empty or not. Gunhild, chill sensitive. Battle scarred veteran. Well, we'll put him to work in the barracks at the new place. Maybe. If I remember between now and the next time I play. Maybe don't mind my stories too much. The world is a lot better than I make it out to be. But it is full of trouble. Andy got assigned to a different house. We slept here one night. Going to sleep. Home sweet home. Our chieftain's hut's right there. We're sleeping on the dirt in a lean-to. Alright. I no longer feel well hydrated. Well, this is as good as place as any to stop. I will come back at another time and we will have more fun. Take care.